Let's begin 300 points of Warhammer 40k. First things first, like the bloody video. Second thing, grab your phone and turn it. This thing will make it a lot easier for me to record the entirety of the battle. On the left side of the table, we have our Blood Angels, which is led by our Primaris Captain, 5-man unit of Death Company, and a Ball Predator. And if we slide to the right, we have a Archon, 10 Calibite Warriors, and a Talos Pain Engine. Let's discuss the armor rules. Blood Angels have the Black Thirst, which means if they successfully charge, I believe, they get +1 to strength and attack. And Drukari have Power from Pain, which means they generate points based on actions they do in the game, which is destroying units and so on and so forth. Since we have an Archon in our army, we start with 1 point, and you automatically start with 1 point when you play Drukari. So, 2 points of Power from Pain already ready to go. Let's find out who's going to go first. I've got a red die for the Blood Angels and a black die for the Drukari. And it looks like Blood Angels are going first. So, nope. One more thing before we start. Yes, that is the fan. It's very warm here. But no. We will not be using stratagems or enhancements. I don't really want to mess around with the command phase during these 300 points, since it would probably bog it down further, and since this is kind of a smallish game, there's really no point to really have them, since we're just having this to do fun. So let's start with our movement phase. Our Blood Angels Death Company and our Captain can both move 6 inches. We're going to leave the Ball Predator where it is because it's got range enough to cover the entire table. We might move it to get into line of sight though, which is very important. Measure your distance and move. At the end of our movement phase, we've kind of tilted the Ball Predator so it has a better angle on the enemy units, and I've kind of moved the rest of the army sort of pseudo behind cover, but still in line of sight of the enemy. Once you find line of sight, we can open fire. Only 4 of the Death Company are actually in line of sight, so they both have 2 shots with their bolt rifles, so we're going to do that right now. Alright, 8 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh, it's kind of crap. And then toughness 4, strength 4 against toughness 3, so it's 3 to wound. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, a little average. For some reason, the bolt rifle doesn't have any special rules like lethal wounds, so we're just going to do their normal saves for the Calibite Warriors, which is a 4-up save? And they're fine. Damn. We will now have the Ball Predator fire into the Pain Engine. Alright, so we're going to be using the Twin Link Cannon, or the Twin Assault Cannon, I guess. It has 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. 1/6, so we do devastating wounds. So the Pain Engine already takes a wound. Then, at least I think that's how the rule works. These do not. Okay. Strength 6 against toughness 7, so 5s. Alright, we got 2 more. And you'll have to correct me on this, but it's an attack roll, so I'm assuming to hit is the devastating wound part and not to wound. You'll have to correct me on that. So the Talos gets its 3-up save, 6-up invulnerable. Alright, so it takes 2 wounds, because that weapon only does 1 damage. So now the Pain Engine is down to 5 wounds. Now the distance between the Calibrites and the Marines are too far to actually do an actual charge, so we're going to be skipping the charge phase and the fight phase, and we're going to be moving on to Drukari turn 1. Now we're going to begin by first moving the Calibites up to get into proper range and line of sight. But first, since we're going to be moving them, I'm also going to be rolling their assault characteristics so they can run and shoot. It's a 4, so they can move up an additional 4 inches. Alrighty, so I've moved up the Drukari units. The Talos has moved up to try to get his flammer weapon onto the Captain. The Calibites have moved themselves into a more usable position, and the Archon has kind of put himself in that little building. You can barely see him, but he's right in here. to maybe do some shots through the windows. I will be sacrificing one of our pain tokens from the Drukari so I can activate the power through pain, which allows the any Drukari unit to re-roll hits, I believe? Yes. The Calabites are all equipped with splint rifles, so they will all fire into the Marines. Alright. So splint rifles have 2 attacks each, and there's 10 of them, so it's 20 attacks hitting on Bliss skill 3, and then anti-infantry 3. So 3 to hit. Okay. And then 3s to wound with anti-infantry. Alrighty. Alright, the Blood Angels get their saves. They have a 3-up save with a 6-up Film of Pain. 3-up save. Oh my. And then 6-up Film of Pain. Okay, we still got 3 wounds that go through. Uh-oh. Alright, that means one of our men has perished and one of them takes a wound. Move on to the next unit. We are going to be using the Talos' twin-linked liquefier gun on the Marines. It is attack D6, so let's see how many attacks it gets. 4. It is a torrent weapon, so it automatically hits. So we get 4 attacks. Strength 4 against toughness 4. It is 3s re-rolling because of twin link. Re-rolling. Okay. It is minus 1 AP, so instead of a 3-up save, they will get a 4-up save for the Marines. Uh-oh. 6-up invulnerable, 6-up feel no pain. Oh, he survived. The Archon will fire his splint pistol into that same unit. It's 1 shot, hitting on 3s, or 2s. Anti-infantry, so hitting on 3s. Looks good. They do get their normal save, so... Uh-oh. 6-up film of pain. Uh-oh. That last Marine, I was like, poof. I'm going to use my second pain token so I can use the empowerment on the Drukari Calabites to get them to charge. I want to see if I can give them to that group of Marines, so let's see. They need a 10-inch to get in there. Reroll it. Yes! Now that that's done, I will now charge my Talos into that same unit. I believe he's in. Yeah, he's in. Nice and snug. And now we move into base-to-base contact. And that is a lot of narrow spaces. So, since only 8 of them are actually within engagement range, the last 2 in the back aren't actually close enough to actually fight yet, we'll be doing 18 attacks from their close combat weapons into the Marines. Alright, hitting on 3s. Lovely. And wounding on 5s. Oh my. Marines get their normal saves. 3 up. Okay, they're all fine. Yeah. And now they get to attack back. The Marines will use their close combat weapons. 3s to hit. They have 2 attacks each, so 9 attacks. Strength 4 against toughness 3, so 3s to wound. There's a 4 down there, you don't see it. Alright. 4-up save. Uh-oh. 6-up invulnerable. Uh-oh. And 3 Calabites are just splattered. Alright, now that that mess is over, we're going to move on to Space Marine's turn 2. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove that Predator. That is the silliest thing I've ever done. I just rolled up a tank onto a building. And yes, since the Archon was able to shoot into the Marines last time, it is very obvious that our Predator should be able to shoot into the building. The glass in those windows have clearly been blown out. There's a clear line of sight. The Predator will fire 6 of its attacks from its gun into the Archon, hitting on 3s. And then strength 6 against toughness 3s, so 2s with devastating wounds and twin linked. Oh wait, that hit too. Damn. Now sadly I wasn't able to get any critical wounds, but this should still survive. I say knowing that that model has an ridiculous reroll. Alright, it's good. It's normal save. Alright. And then it gets a 2-up, feel no pain. It's fine. Now, typically, if that model wasn't inside a building, it would charge. But since it is in a building, I'm not going to bother. And I rather doubt the Archon can actually, blow up a tank without the blast gun. So, let's move on to this mess. I'm going to be charging the Captain into the Talos, which I don't think I have to roll for. I doubt I can mess with 2 dice. Yeah, I didn't miss. Let's do the Captain first. So the Captain will be using his Finest Hour ability, which once per battle, at the start of your fight phase, this model can use this ability, if it does, until the end of the fight phase, or the fight in general, at 3 attacks, 2 melee weapons equipped by this model, and those who have the... and those weapons now have the Devastating Wounds ability. So it basically makes his 6 attacks go up to 9. Alright, 9 attacks hitting on 2s. Oh my. Strength 5 against toughness 7, so 5 to wound? Oh my. It does get the Devastating Wounds, so these go through, so it doesn't... Alright, the Talos gets its save, so it's 3+. Nice, fine. So at the end of that, the Pan Angel only has 3 wounds left. Now this is when it gets messy. There are multiple units going into this one bash. The Calabites into the Marines, the Talos into the Marines, and then the Captain into the Talos. So the order in which things go are kind of make me very iffy. Comment down below your thoughts. Because does the Talos retaliate back, or do we move on to the Marines since it's Space Marines? I'm just going to do the Talos back because that's what I did last time. Although the Talos is fighting the Marines. This is really a kerfuffle. I shouldn't have done this combat. I really need to reread that bloody book. Okay, since the Talos and the Drukari are fighting into the Marines, we're going to do the Marines first. Because technically the rules say if they're in combat with. And generally the Captain literally just came to wail on it. This game is confusing me sometimes. Marines into the Drukari. Hitting on 3s. Ugh. Wounding on 3s. That's a bit better. Calabites get their 4-up save. Uh-oh. 6-up invulnerable. Oh, 2 dice. And then the Drukari are going to slap back. The Warriors, the 5 that are left, have 2 attacks each, so 10 attacks hitting on 3s, anti-infantry plus 3, so wounding on 3s. 3 hit. Lovely. And 3 to wound. Oh. I forgot the Black Rage special rule. Okay. Gonna roll their saves. 3-up save. Uh-oh. 6 of invulnerable, feel no pain. Uh-oh. A Marine has perished. Alright, the Pain Engine, with its Acre Injectors, doing it twice because extra wounds, it does have a second melee weapon, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Lovely. Minus 1 AP, so instead of 3-up save, they get a 4-up save. Okay, that's good. 6-up, feel no pain. Oh. Actually, that's important because the Pain Engine, the damage that Acre Injector did is 2. That's another dead Marine. That's definitely not good. I believe it is now Drukari turn 3. I think. Or turn 2. Either way, next turn. The Archon's gonna jump through the window over to where behind the Talos is. No. We'll have him move down here. He's gonna just jump out the window and just move over here. Oh, hell with that. We can advance him. What am I doing? 8-inch movement plus 1. Okay. This is good. Oh. I just wanted to get him away from the tank. Because now he can try to charge. Need a 4 to 5 inch charge against that Captain. So he says, get that dice out of there. Oh, he does not get into combat. Oh my. That has to be disappointing. Anyway. 3s to hit. That's 4, so 5 to wound. Well, that Marine's gone. And, whoops. A point go to the Drukari. And since it's using power for pain, they get another pain token. Great. Now, how to do this next part? I guess the Talos would then start fighting into the captain. I also like consolidate. I'll do that afterward. 2 attacks from the pain engine hitting on 3s. Over there, you fool. 3s. Strength 7 against toughness 4, so 3s to wound. Oh, nothing. The captain will clap back with his 6 attacks hitting on 2s. Ugh. Strength 5 against toughness 7, so 5s to wound, I believe. Ugh, only 1. It is AP -2, so it goes from 3 up to 5 up for its save. Alright, 6 up invulnerable save. Uh-oh. And now the Talos is at 2 damage. Or 2 wounds left. So now we're going to consolidate the Dark Elder. Just a wee bit back. Because it's not Space Marines. And we're going to move that tank one last. Insert Tokyo Drift montage. He has a vendetta. 6 attacks hitting on 3s. Get over there. Wounding on 3s. Reroll that because it's twin linked. Nothing. 4 up save. 2 up feel no pain. He's fine. The tank is going to charge. No! Well, I guess not. Let's finish up this combat. 6 attacks with Mastercraft Weapon, hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s. Huh? It's a 5 up. So -2 to the save, so 5 up. 6 up invulnerable save. Oh, he survives. And that's kinda it for that last turn. Alright, on a 4 up, we continue. We do continue. Alright, in that case, it's on to Drukari. Movement phase. I will get you into a fight with that captain. Alright, we're gonna skip shooting since you can't really shoot into combat unless you're a vehicle, unless it's 9th edition. So we're gonna straight into the charge. The warriors into the captain. They're in. The Archon into the captain. He's into. Now this is a mess of a combat, and I think I hear "I'm Still Standing" playing in the background. So the meme is real. The Space Marines are still standing, and it's one hell of a fight. Let's do the Archon first. So the Archon has his Husk Blade, 5 attacks hitting on 2s, anti-infantry 3. Slide this over here. 2s to hit. Lovely. 3s to wound anti-infantry. Okay, got 1 miss. Alright, the captain gets his save with... Actually, does he get a save? He does, it's just -2. So it goes from 3 up to 5 up. 5 up save. Oh my. 4 up invulnerable save. So, let's see. That weapon does 2 damage, so that's 4. And the captain has the Relic Shield, which gives him 6 wounds instead of the 5. So the captain is now down to 2 wounds. Insert I'm Still Standing, somehow. let's quickly do the Ichor Injector from the paint engine, hitting on 3s. Never mind. The Warriors with 3s to hit. Lovely. And then 5s to wound. Oh, that would have been way better the last roll. This Space Marine gets his normal save with a 3 up. And he's fine. And he's going to attack back with his 6 attacks into, I believe, we're going to do the Talos because he's also already riddled. 6 hits, hitting on 2s. Ugh. Wounding on 5s. Ugh. It is -2 to the save, but 5 up save. He's fine. For some reason. So that's that. Do we continue on? Alright, on a 5 up we continue. No. So, at the end of that combat, we had 1 captain left versus a majority of the Drukari army. The Drukari were able to bring down 1 unit, so that's 1 point to them, and we were not able to do any of their units. So, Drukari win the first round of 300 point Warhammer 40k. We even went an extra round just to see if you can get it. If the Talos could have been brought down, it would have been a tie, because that would have been one unit destroyed from each army, which is how we're going to be doing things. You'll get a point for a unit destroyed, and you'll get 3 points for a warlord or a leader destroyed, because that's how we did it in 7th and 8th edition, and I liked it better. And 300 points, just since we're not doing missions, we're not going to get an exorbitant amount of points. You delete a unit, you get a point. You delete the guy in charge, you get 3. Easy. Which makes gaming a lot more, I guess, of a challenge if you want to try to go for the warlord. Either way, it looks like the Drukari would have won because, well, the tank had a vendetta, it just never got into combat. And with that, Drukari moved down to the next rank. So tomorrow, we're going to be doing Necrons versus Tyranids. And then on Thursday, we're going to do Tau versus Orcs. So stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of this madness. I'm going to now try to struggle to upload all this onto YouTube. Comment down below what you think of this format and if you liked it or not. I will be doing different things per battle. So like for this one, we have your typical like buildings. I think for Necrons versus Tyranids, we'll be doing a more jungle theme, since I want to get the big man out, and I haven't decided what I'm doing for Tau. Maybe comment what you want to see for kind of terrain for Tau. Maybe a mix of both the buildings and the jungle. By the way, thank you for watching. This was supposed to be 30 minutes. I got it down to 25, so enjoy your watching if you're watching all this through on YouTube or TikTok. But yeah, bye.